name is Jared Daly. I work in finance for Tristan Capital Partners. I've been really looking to try and sort out my weight. Probably for the last 2 to 3 years I noticed that I was gaining weight, but I wasn't really motivated to actually change things. The realisation that as you get older, you just can't abuse your body as much as you maybe did in your 20s or early 30s. I definitely wanted to lose weight. I mean, I was looking at myself and I wasn't happy with what I saw in the mirror. Now I think that I've got a bit more definition to my body. I've definitely lost weight and lost fat, particularly around the love handles. And again, I mean, the shallow element of it, that I can actually now fit into clothes that I couldn't fit into before. And now there's clothes that I have that are too big for me, that I either need to get tailored or I need to get smaller sizes. From a personal perspective, it was one, starting the program with Own, just getting myself into that mindset of that this is something that is important to me and that it is going to help me in other aspects of my life. I've definitely had a bit more of a conscious and a bit more of a look at my relationship, particularly with alcohol, but also with the foods that I have, but not to the extent where I have cut out things completely. I still have my glass of wine, I still go out every weekend and I have nice food. I guess part of it is just knowing that you can't have cheat days as long as every day isn't a cheat day. Before I came to Own, the main thing that I was struggling with was losing weight. I was coming to the gym and doing exercise on a regular basis, but I just wasn't getting the results that I was looking for. One of the key things for me was trying to lose weight, and a mixture between motivation and diet. I just wasn't getting where I wanted to get to. I guess the main thing was that my diet was, I was a typical man who's in his 40s, maybe eating too much, working too much, drinking too much. And one of the things when I started with Own was really getting that link between what was going in was actually making a massive difference to how I looked and how I felt. Had an impact on how my motivation was at work, even personal life, going out, being able to buy smaller clothes, not fitting into clothes that I had worn previously. So one of the main things for me from getting in with Own, getting into the sessions, is that I'm now able to go out buying small size shirts and t-shirts in places like All Saints, which can be unforgiving at the best of times, and just generally more motivated, more motivated at work, happier myself. The confidence when I look at myself in the mirror, when I'm going out, putting on a smaller t-shirt as opposed to putting on a medium t-shirt. Summer is coming up, seeing your arms being a bit bigger, your chest being a bit bigger. It's definitely is a great motivation for going out and about. People are taking pics, everything's on social media. If you put a t-shirt on that you were able to wear 3 or 4 years ago, and now it looks like there's a bit of a belly, you don't feel as good about yourself. There's a couple of things from those sessions that I came back, had to ask questions about. We went through the next sessions, but just getting into that routine of one, having the sort of the knowledge that somebody's there to ask questions to, on the other side, then being able to do things myself. Once I got into the routine of seeing that, taking pictures of my body, being able to compare the progress, taking measurements, that I actually could see that the changes that I was making a massive difference to how I looked. Just having that point of knowing that if something didn't feel right or something I didn't like, I could come back and ask Owen about, what do I need to do on the next session? How do we do this better? The one thing that really got my mind focused was we did a corporate Tough Mudder back in October, and before we did that we all had to weigh ourselves. I weighed myself and I was 85 kilos, which was nearly 10 kilos heavier than I had been 10 years ago. So that was, without doubt, the moment that was, I need to start focusing. And so between October and now I've lost just over 7 kilos. Like the main thing when I saw that I was 85 kilos was that in the 10 years since I was last, I felt really in shape. I'd increased by 10 kilos. That's the way I saw myself, is that unless I changed something now, in another 10 years time I would be 20 kilos heavier. So that was one of my main motivations. as I get older, it is going to get harder and harder and harder. So unless I made a change now, it wasn't going to be easy as I get older. Mainly it was cardio. So I had toyed with the idea for about a year of getting a trainer, but I wanted to try and shift some weight. Unfortunately, what I seemed to be doing was just putting on more weight as opposed to losing it. The main struggle, I think, with trying to get the weight off was, I think, really on the diet side. That, like people, middle-aged people, drinking maybe a little bit too much during the week, drinking a bit too much the weekend, and not really focusing on the diet side of things. What I got out of the program alone is, having the motivation, seeing results, and certainly seeing results in certain areas of my body in a pretty short time.